Greetings everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show centered around Half-Life, in case you didn't know that yet. We got some pretty amazing news stories this week, and I really do mean it, these are all pretty big, so let's get straight into it.
LambdaGeneration.
Everyone knows that at this point, Half-Life Alyx is one of the most premier VR experiences you can have right now. There just isn't anything that can quite rival and get close to the quality and immersion that the VR game has to offer. However, it remains true that to this day, not everyone is equipped with a VR headset to enjoy this experience for, you know, obvious reasons. The headsets are still quite expensive for most people. And that's why a modder with the name Somst, I'm truly sorry if I butchered your name, decided to stand up to the plate and make what everyone kind of already expected would be made. Somst is currently making Half-Life Alyx playable like a regular first-person shooter. They have been working on this for a while now, and the current progress update that was released last week shows the amount of polish and care that they have already put into this project. There is already a view model for the pistol with animations already present. There are different camera effects, and even the enemies have been slightly adjusted to be a bit more challenging in this new gameplay mode. Crafting is said to be working as well at this point, but it wasn't shown in the update video as the developer didn't feel like it was quite ready yet. Now, if you don't have a VR headset but you do really want to play Half-Life Alyx, then I can definitely understand that you might be excited for this mod. However, it goes without saying that if you play Half-Life Alyx with this mod, as good as it might turn out once it releases, you're still not going to get the intended experience out of it. So the game might not be as good as a regular FPS as that it would be as a VR game. But we'll have to see what else Somst is going to do to spice things up. If you want to see the progress update for yourself, then go check the link I put in the description below. Somst also has a Patreon page where you can donate any amount of money to get some exclusive content. They even teased that an alpha version of this mod might be released on Patreon sometime in the future, so you might want to be witness to that once it happens. A link for that is also down there. So what do you guys think about this mod and its existence? Let us know down below. We're always interested in hearing from you. A couple of weeks ago, the people behind Black Mesa Azure Sheep announced that they would be working on a remake of Half-Life Blue Shift in the Black Mesa engine. Their new project is called Black Mesa Blue Shift, and the intention is to release each chapter separately. Chapter 1 is already out, and you can see my reaction to the whole thing by watching the video attached to the card on the top right of the screen. Go click. Last Sunday, the team decided it was time to publish a brand new media update over on their ModDB page, showing off some of the work they have been doing on the second chapter of the game called Insecurity. And there are quite a lot of screenshots here to talk about. From the polished floors of the iconic security hub lobby to the rough and not quite as petite looking guts of the facility you have to crawl through to get to your first assignment of the day, they show it all off in this media update. They're also talking about adding some new additions to these already established maps to fix up some inconsistencies between the Black Mesa seen in the remake of the same name and the Black Mesa that we all know from the 1998 original. So they're asking for some feedback on those new parts as well. A new piece of the soundtrack is also premiered here for the more musically interested among us. And a small gif of the elevator ride at the end of Chapter 2 is also teased here that uses the all-new graphical prettiness that the Black Mesa engine brings with it. Last but not least, Hiku Collective, the developers, announced here that they want to make their Patreon a little bit livelier. They're going to start posting some small nuggets of exclusive content on there for the most dedicated fans. So if you're interested in that, then definitely go check that out. A link to this media update can be found in the description below. Like I mentioned before, Chapter 1 of Black Mesa Blue Shift is already out and can be downloaded from their ModDB page. Alright everyone, put your Entropy 02 hats on because it's time to discuss the all-new Media Storm number 5 that was released last Monday. And this Media Storm is absolutely massive with loads of screenshots to get you properly hyped up about this chapter. Like the title already suggests, this media storm is mainly about Chapter 5 of the game called Apprehension, and it's where the Combine is going to hit the rebels really hard and where it's going to definitely hurt. The chapter mainly takes place at the two facilities of Arbite, simply called Arbite 2 and 3. These facilities are mainly used for communications purposes, and Bad Cop really wants to take these resources from the rebels, but will he be able to pull it off? Taking a look at some of the screenshots, we can see environments from inside the facility and from the outside of them as well. Lighting looks great, and in terms of detail in the mapping, it looks very in line with what else we have seen from the game so far. It simply looks great. There is some development items detailed as well at the end of the blog post detailing what has happened with the game this year so far. It's definitely worth a read if you want to quickly get up to speed with the game's progress. There are loads more screenshots to look at, too many to show off here, so go ahead and check the description below for a link to this media storm. The screenies are waiting for you. Entropy 02 will release once it's done. Locomotive, originally a mod that was uploaded in 2016 to rtsl.com as an exclusive, has now been upgraded to Locomotive Definitive Edition, and it has been released onto ModDB already since the 20th of this month for everyone to play. This new version of Locomotive has been remastered with updated visuals, improved gameplay, and it now also has developer commentary. All of these new features will bring the 2016 source mod more up to date and more in line with the mods we see current day. There's also a little bit of sadness behind the release of this mod though, as it was originally meant to be released on Steam. However, Valve for some reason decided that this mod wasn't fit for their platform and straight up rejected the release of Locomotive Definitive Edition on their storefront. Why the mod was rejected wasn't specified here, but it sucks to hear this. The trailer that was supposed to go up on the Steam store page has been shared in this small update though, and it can be watched straight on the ModDB page for the mod. And you can download it from there as well, of course. A link to the page is in the description below. We're ending this episode of All Things Lambda with a slightly smaller news item, but it's quite a big news item. So we all know at this point that Facepunch Studios is currently working on a spiritual successor to Gary's mod called S&Box, and of course that it's not ready to be released just yet. Well, what you might not have known yet is that some key community members have already obtained a key to activate and play the game on Steam. Gary Newman did say last month that he wanted to give out some keys in April, and, well, he did. Currently, we know that Crazy Not Crazy, Gvarados, and Gabe Follower have obtained keys to activate and play this closed early access version of the game, and they have all been sharing videos and screenshots over on their Twitter showing off all the new tools that the game will let you play with. It's pretty amazing to see that this game is progressing so fast, and it's basically already playable, albeit in a very basic form. When S&Box will release and when other content creators and our community members will get access to the game is still unknown, but keep an eye on S&Box's website for more news coming soon. It's linked down below. You know where else there will probably be news about S&Box? On our social media pages, of course. We'll make sure to notify you when a new major S&Box development happens. And of course, we share other Half-Life community news on there as well. Our Twitter, Facebook, and official Discord server are linked down below. My YouTube and Twitter are also linked down below. Oh, and hey, it was Portal 2's birthday this week, and me and my friend Crazy is Crazy decided to make a collab video in which we celebrated this fact. So go check it out if you want. You can find it on my Twitter. And with that all being said, I'm going to end this episode of All Things Lambda. Don't be upset though, we'll be back next week with some more Half-Life community news. In the meantime though, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon so you'll never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.